Is everything going through properly? Okay, well, at least my mic is, but the game... Well, the game audio is going through, but the actual game itself... Oh, no wonder. It's not set to capture any full... It was set to peak instead of any full screen application, anyways. Is it going through? Yep.
I walk on.
We got our little preview here for
I am
Ace Combat
unable
6.
to think. I am empty.
They took out King's Bridge! Air Defense Command has ordered an evacuation. You've been ordered to give up Grace Maria. You've got to be nuts! Listen, the plan is to withdraw, meet up with all remaining forces from each area. All stricken team members assemble for takeoff. For the glory of our country, then regroup for a counterattack.
You have to leave now. As far away from here as you can. They're coming from the sky.
Launch, go side to all forces. We must implement an emergency reformation. Everyone team, thought you could use some cover. What's this?
In the sky.
They scored a one.
Wings of Warfare. Ace Combat 6 Fires of Liberation.
Use everything you've got.
And now to all American Air Force pilots,
Reclaim the ones you love. The will to fight.
I don't know a whole lot about war,
Go side, there's some interference.
but there's something I need to tell you.
Broken through their line of defense.
For the hope of tomorrow.
All planes, we're going to take back Grace Maria today.
You know, that's one thing that's been consistent with every entry that we've played so far. Well, maybe with the exception of 7, which didn't have that intro cutscene before the start menu. But anyways, that was something right there, right? But yeah, anyways, ladies and gentlemen, cadets and citizens, welcome to Ace Combat 6 Fires of Liberation. This is the final mainline Ace Combat game that I have to cover before we go back to the series and tackle everything else, you know, all the extra missions. Well, not necessarily extra missions. There are 2 paths that I didn't take for Ace Combat 3 and 0. Well, actually, it was 4 for 3, 2 for 0. I promise that made sense. But yeah, I want to go through this game because, again, it's the last one that I have to do, and then I'll be going back covering those. How should I put them? Extra playthroughs, just so I can get some more perspective, because there's more to those games than just, you know, the increased difficulty. So I want to get to those before we eventually tackle every game on Ace difficulty. Or would Ace be a good... I don't know. Either hard or Ace difficulty, depending on what I have unlocked. But yeah, before we get to that, we're going to cover this game, which, I'll be honest, I didn't have as much of an issue with trying to get this one emulated. In fact, the setup was pretty easy thanks to Xenia. But there are a few issues that I came across when, you know, actually emulating this game. For one... the cutscene audio is completely broken, so I'm going to have to resort to another option when it comes to viewing those unhindered, for the most part. And that is, I have a YouTube video, I have a YouTube playlist with each mission and their respective cutscenes. So whenever we start or finish a mission, I'm going to pan over to YouTube and show the cutscenes for them because, again, it's a bit of a shame that we have to do that, but if we want to view the cutscenes cleanly, that's what we're going to have to do. Second thing, this game does run at 720p 30 FPS, but for some reason, Xenia, it ends up being super, super pixelated. So, well, maybe not super, super pixelated, but, you know, it's noticeable. So excuse me if the quality that you see on screen is not the best and doesn't capture the best looks for this game. And lastly, before we get into this, just know that the reason I know all this stuff was because I did go through, again, the first mission. I made it a tactical training, as you can see up there on my save. But we are going to be starting this playthrough from the very first mission, so going to load this file, and I'm going to be starting a new game from it. Oh, and also one last thing. I do have the game, but this emulated version, someone managed to pull off the insane feat of getting all the DLC aircraft, which props to them. However, just because I have access to them doesn't mean I'm going to be using them necessarily, like, as the first thing that I do for my playthrough. What I want to do is, you know, start off the game as intended with the starter aircraft, and then as we unlock the various aircraft, I will be allowing myself to use the DLC variants, which, for those of you who don't know, they're basically just skins with modifications added. Like, you know, for example, an F-15E with the active camo will have more maneuverability but less ammo or less armor, and, you know, stuff like that. It'll allow me to change up the gameplay experience a little bit and, you know, make things a bit more interesting. So anyways, all that yapping out of the way, let's get into the campaign. Yeah, I want to start a new game from here. I will be doing this on normal. You know, it would actually be smarter for me if I did the first cutscene now before we actually get into the game. So we'll be selecting normal. Yeah, then this is as far as I could get before we head into the cutscene. So I'm going to put a pause on the game real quick. Let me pull up the volume mixer so that this isn't playing in the background. There we go. Let's head on over to YouTube and get this pulled up. Oops. It started playing without me being ready. And I accidentally switched to the wrong tab. But anyways, let's pull up the window capture. And view. Oh, great. My browser just crashed seemingly, but recovered itself. Okay, something strange is happening here. But let's see if it actually plays the cutscene here. Okay, good, it is. Yeah, it's a bit strange having to do this all on YouTube, having to view the cutscenes, but again, emulation for this game is somehow, despite it being one of the better titles that Xenia has emulated, it's still borked up with the cutscenes.
Got everything?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Ace Combat fan, for getting this uploaded.
Here, honey. An offering for the king.
See you later, Mom.
For the king,
Listen to
huh?
your teacher, okay?
For the Demon King? Oh,
Give the king
I
the
meant to say
best.
Demon Lord there.
Dance with an angel, Mom.
Yeah. Maybe we'll tango today instead of waltz.
Okay, that kid... I'm sorry, I know this is like an early 360 title, but that was a creepy looking kid there.
That's our way of saying goodbye. My husband is an Air Force pilot and refers to fighter planes as angels.
Hang on, I gotta turn up the
When he'd
volume
go
a
on
little bit
mission
here.
that kept him away from home, I'd tell him in frustration to go dance with his angels. Matilda grew up hearing this, and now she uses it all the time. There's a nice view of the King's Bridge from our house. That iron giant is the pride of Grace Maria, our capital city.
It's like a longer Golden Gate
In the
Bridge.
north quarter of the city beyond the bridge, you can make out an ancient castle, which is even more famous than the bridge. My daughter Matilda is going there on a field
Now
trip
that's
today.
some valuable stuff there. A lot of gold. At least I think that's
In
gold.
the throne room rests the Golden King. He's been smiling for a good 600 years now. The king was a gentle person who was a bit on the small side, but he crafted a giant suit of armor that convinced his enemies to surrender without a single fight.
If he wore that in the modern
Afterwards,
day,
he
he'd
felt
just be
warmth in
asking to
his
get
smile
robbed.
that they bowed down to him in humility. Anyway, that's how the story goes. His smiling face still touches the hearts of our people. The very face my daughter and the others got on a bus to see this morning.
Now that would be a good. Now that's a good field trip right there.
Seems to be a perfect match for the sunny weather.
Some rumbling in the background. Oh, fighter jets! And there goes the Golden Gate Bridge.
I have no idea what's happening. That awful sound and the shaking. Was that a blast of wind from an explosion? The castle disappeared behind a pillar of flame.
Oh, there goes all that precious, precious gold. Also, did you not make out there were fighter planes there? All right, now let's get back into the game now that the first cutscene is complete. Yeah, and for those of you who don't believe me, just here's the emulated cutscene. Oh wait, I forgot to turn on the emulator audio. Yeah, see, it's chopping out now. And it's completely gone. So yeah, it's a bit of a shame, guys, that we can't just view this cleanly in the emulator. But again, at least we have a workaround for it now. But yeah, anyways, skip ahead. Mission 1, Invasion of Grace Maria. Well, we saw the beginning of the invasion there when they destroyed the Golden Gate Bridge.
Attention all pilots. Our capital city, Grace Maria, is under attack by unknown aircraft. Damage from the attacks is widespread throughout the city. All planes scramble and intercept all threats immediately.
Yeah, and there is a little bit of screen glitching here. I'm not sure if that's, again, the emulator or the actual game and how it's, you know, how it is outside of an emulator. But yeah. Have the game, no Xbox 360 or Xbox One to play it on, so this is the best that we're gonna have to do with at the moment. Right. So far, yeah, things are looking pretty crazy, so not just the traditional defend your base from bombers. Now we're defending our entire city. Or at least I'm guessing that's our home city there. Yeah, and here's our aircraft that we're going to be using for the first few missions. But as you can see, once we hit start mission, yeah, we already have pretty much every aircraft available, thanks a lot to the person who put the emulated files on the game with all the DLC. So yeah, again, I promise y'all, I'm not going to be using any of these until like the right time comes. Oh, look at that. They have Mobius 1's F-22 for this, and the super aircraft, which again, we're not going to be using that until the end, or at all during this playthrough, because that would just be way too overpowered. Yeah, we have, and again, I want to, once I actually, you know, unlock some of these in the campaign, that's when I'm going to allow myself to actually use some of these. But yeah, for now, we're just gonna stick with the F-16C. Oh, but we do have... Oh, we do have some skin variants for it. And the Scarface one here, that's our Ace Combat 2 version. Has way more defense, slightly less speed. Let's see. Oh, PJs. Not that much better. Not that much different from the main one that we have here. Here's another Ace Combat 2 variant. And I wish they would bring skins like this back for... Hold up, is the game actually getting captured right now? Bruh. Okay, I guess I'm just gonna have to... Guess I'm just gonna have to set it to, like, manually capture that Windows just so y'all can see what I'm talking about here. Oh, and yeah, that's another thing here. The music looping is not the best. But yeah, as you can see, we have a lot. We have a lot we could choose from. Again, all the DLC aircraft are unlocked for us, but I want to stick with what the game laid out for us in terms of, like, aircraft available for us to use. So yeah, I'm just going to stick with the starter F-16. I might switch the livery around if, you know, I'm really feeling up to it. But yeah. I'm going to go with this. XMA4s, which I'm guessing are just regular XMAAs. This is like the first game in the series where you have XMA6s. But yeah, we'll deploy with this selection.
Garuda team, time to take off.
Now, I'm not sure if the cutscenes for, like, the actual missions are completely screwed, but if they are, I'm just gonna skip them, and then, like with the outside of the gameplay cutscenes, I'll be switching over to YouTube so that we can view them cleanly. Okay, yep, they are screwed up, so just gonna skip ahead here, pause, and then switch back to YouTube and find my way to the area where we start off at, or start off in the mission at. Okay, it's acting very, very strange right now, but again, I'm gonna make this work. I promise y'all. It's window capture on. All right, here it is cleanly.
Took out King's Bridge. Who's attacking? What the hell is going on? Control, get those planes out fast. Roger that. Preparing for takeoff.
Now, this is not what we're using. Just envision us using an F-16 here. That will be what we're using later, though. Can assure you of that.
Garuda 1, you are cleared for takeoff. Don't get overeager. Just do what you always do.
I swear, every game that I've played so far, I hear that voice. All right, boys.
Garuda 1 liftoff. Cerberus team runway clearance granted. Takeoff when ready. All aircraft under airborne command's jurisdiction following takeoff. This is not a drill. I repeat, this is not a drill. Airborne warning and control system ghost eye to all scrambling defense craft. The situation has not yet been ascertained. We must implement an emergency reformation. Follow your individual instructions.
Whoa.
Garuda 1,
That's a lot of them.
wingman. Let's see. Shamrock. Shamrock, are you alone too? Very well. As of now, you're Garuda 2. Okay. So I'm Garuda 2. Garuda 1, I've got your back. No time for introductions now, though. Go ahead and I'll follow your lead. Never was good with directions anyhow. Garuda team, you are authorized to engage any hostile aircraft above Grace Maria.
Isn't that a requirement, though, that you have to be good with directions in order to become a pilot? All right, and that's when the mission begins. Now it's time for us to start things back up. Ooh, boy, yeah. Now that's a defense force right there. We barely, I'm pretty sure like every mission that we've played so far, it's like just the two of us or one of us when it comes to these first mission, defend your base from enemies type missions. But yeah, it's good to see that we actually have a force scrambling this time. And not just like, you know, your traditional starter aircraft like you'd see with just a bunch of M4s, with a bunch of F4s and MiG-21s. This time you get modern aircraft defending, which again, they may be starter tier by this game standards, but it's good to see that we're defending with modern, you know, modern day aircraft, so to say. Anyways, enough yapping. Let's get into this mission. Yeah, oh.
Ghost Tide, Garuda 1 Talisman, and Garuda 2 Shamrock. We are currently in a state of emergency. Our nation is under attack by unknown forces.
Garuda 2, roger that. Garuda 1, you call the shots.
Yeah, I see it down at the bottom corner. I had the...
Commander Wind hovering the 15th Squadron. The enemy is expanding its field of attack.
Oh.
Garuda 1, there's too many of them. Use your SP weapon.
Hang on, let me get used to the controls here first. Because again, this does run at 30 FPS, which is a little bit slower than what I'm used to. It does seem like, yeah, your gun's way more powerful in this game, so... And there's... This is all... Yeah, they definitely stepped up the scale here, in terms of like how many...
We've got an ID on the invaders. We're engaged with the Estovakian military.
The Estovakians? Their code has been in show several years. Looks like they're finally snapped.
Yeah, now y'all can see some of the graphic issues that I'm having here, like the missile trails with how much smoke that they're putting out. Yeah, the smoke is very pixelated, but not much we can do about it at this point. But yeah, this is like a straight up furball here.
Enemy kill confirmed.
This is our sky, and we'll fly how we please.
Unbelievable. I say we teach him a few manners before we kick him out.
Okay, I'm already liking our squadron mates here.
Threat level has been reduced. You should be able to hold out against them.
We almost got him. Let's do this one plane at a time.
And try not to crash in the process. Pulling off some pretty crazy maneuvers. Looks like everyone's stepping up the modernity of their aircraft, because they're attacking with Mirage 2000s, where, again, we usually be facing off against MiG-21s.
Garuda team, watch your necks out there. Stick with close-range targets and run them down.
Okay, I take that back. They are sending some F4s after us, but based on the aircraft list, I'm pretty sure they aren't playable for us, which, a bit of a shame. But again, what can you really do about it? Alright, where's our wingman? Oh, well, there was one of them.
The enemy has you on radar. Roger. Heading over to engage the enemy.
Okay. I'm not even paying attention to the map at this point. I'm just attacking whatever's in sight because there's so many enemies here. But yeah, these are the last bombers we have to deal with.
Shamrock, Fox 3. Enemy down.
That's what I like to hear. Our Air Force is moving down the enemy. Keep it up.
The Estovakian threat level is even lower now. Drive them out of Ameria.
Drive them out of Ameria. Uh-oh. Okay, well, another cutscene here. I'm gonna pause, switch back to YouTube so that we can view it cleanly. Hold up, I have to make sure that... Okay, no wonder. Well, that was completely borked. I'm gonna retry that entire mission so that y'all can see what was happening. Retry from the beginning, and hopefully I don't end up screwing up as much. Yeah, in OBS it's hard to tell sometimes.
Ghost died. Garuda 1, Talisman, and Garuda 2, Shamrock. We are currently in a state of emergency. Our nation is under attack by unknown forces. Do whatever you can to fend off the invasion.
Yeah, now that I got
Roger that.
now I got a grip on the slower nature of, like, you know, 30 FPS and the slower aircraft movement. Now I can do this way easier.
Garuda 1, there's too many of them. Use your SP weapon.
Just give me 5 minutes.
All ships determining enemy forces over the bay. Get those anti-air guns ready for battle.
It does seem like missile tracking in this game is a bit worse, so yeah. That was a bit on me there that time because I did not have a good angle to fire off at.
The damage apparently extends throughout the entire capital.
Alright, Shamrock.
We've got an ID on the invaders. We're engaged with the Estovakian military.
I do like the new special weapon firing effect. It doesn't just release instantly, it actually drops from your aircraft before it ignites. Yeah, that's cool right there. Well, maybe they did it in some of the PS2 titles, but it was barely noticeable. Well, I guess there's no turning back then.
Garuda 1, Fox 3.
Those better... Yeah, those aren't friendlies. I was gonna say, if those were C-17s...
Unbelievable. I say we teach them a few manners before we kick them out.
Yeah, I ain't about to crash into these guys. Because last time I... Oh... King's Bridge, the one that just got shot down in the intro. Alright, I'm losing a bit of focus here. I need to get back and deal with the enemy targets.
Garuda team, watch your necks out there. Stick with close-range targets and run them down.
Yeah, I'm not really doing much close-range combat.
The Estovakian threat level has been reduced. You should be able to hold out against them.
Yeah, with the XMA-4s that I have equipped,
Let's do this one plane at a time.
it's probably better that I attack from longer range, but the gun in this game was like an insta-kill, so... Whoa! Well, this is... If you're talking about us, then yeah, because it's our sky. If you're talking about the Estovakians, well then, it's time we show them who
Careful
rules
now.
these skies.
The enemy has you on radar.
Alright, I'm gonna focus on these B-52s. I hear something like...
Nice kill.
I hear something like right next to me.
The breach has collapsed.
Bro, how many bridges does Grace Maria have? Yeah, even the explosions are a bit pixelized, and that sucks a bit, but again, what can you really do? Alright, those are the last two targets, so let's deal with them, and... Well, I know what's gonna happen next, because, well... Yeah, we opened on a cutscene.
That's what I like to hear. Our Air Force is holding down the enemy. Keep it up.
The Estovakian threat level is even lower now. Drive them out of Ameria.
Yeah, no, that's not gonna happen, because... Yeah, another cutscene here. I'm gonna pause and then switch back to YouTube so that we can view the cutscene cleanly, or clearly. However you want to put it.
Enemy, keep it up.
The Estovakian threat level is even lower now. Drive them out of Ameria.
Alright. Yep, there's that flying fortress from the beginning. They never learn, do they, that smaller is better. Bigger means, well, bigger target. Now that's a lot of Sukhois. Pretty sure those are Su-33s.
Attention all aircraft. We are ready for Nimbus launch. Begin the
Nimbus?
booster ignition complete.
Okay.
5, 4, 3, 2.
No. Those look like V2 rockets. Bro, imagine if those were actually V2 rockets. They're probably not. They're just MPBMs at best.
Engage the enemy at will following Nimbus impact. Finish them off.
Oh, they love that. And I love that, you know, that cutscene angle. Anyways, let's go back into the game and see what actually happens here with those missiles.
What's this? Missiles?
Yep, a bunch of MPBMs. Good. And that actually, yeah, flying through those, they have like a lingering effect.
Where are you? Somebody help me. Half our planes have been wiped off the radar. What the hell was that? Where are they coming from?
Well, I guess we can't see it. Okay, we can't see it, but there's a flying fortress launching those things.
Damn it! What about our city? What about Grace Maria?
The Slovakians succumbed. Do they plan on destroying Grace Maria?
Great, there's our airbase. Yeah, they weren't kidding. That thing's completely destroyed. Well, I guess we're not landing back there. It's like, yeah, it looks like the boys are evacuating.
Enemy planes have been spotted on radar.
Oh, that's the A Squadron. Well, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna try to fight some of them off.
Calling all civilian planes. Grace Maria shall be ours when the Viking has an explosion.
And if I have anything to say about it, if I gotta go down, I'm going down fighting.
A large-scale explosion has apparently occurred in midair. No further details as yet. I repeat.
Which direction are the missiles coming from? Right or left?
This is Ghost Eye to all planes. Air Defense Command has ordered... You've been ordered to give up Grace Maria. Break away from this airspace and head west.
Are you out of your mind? We can't comply with that order.
We are militarily at a huge disadvantage. Comply with the order and head west.
Yeah, cool. The Su-33 is like low by Ace Combat 7 standards, but these guys are maneuvering on me-high level, it feels like.
We can't afford to lose you. Follow the order.
Right, well, might as well try a bit more.
Garuda 2 to Garuda 1. We really should get out of here.
Oh, there was one right in front of me. I guess he thought he was safe. Oh, I got one hit there.
Looking good. We're going to sweep up any under there out. I can't make any guys out.
I can.
Now, people. Gotta stick together.
Watch out! The enemy has a lock on you!
maybe these guys are just like invincible or something. It'd be pretty funny though, but yeah, that would mean that. I mean, I'd waste all my missiles here for absolutely nothing.
Missile, evade!
Yes, I got one. Well, I got what I wanted to. I got one of them down, so I might as well leave. I made my statement. Yeah. Proving that you guys aren't invincible. Oh.
There's a bandit tailing you. Break off!
There's 4 of them trailing me. Uh-oh. Not good.
Almost in effective range.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to cover.
Garuda team, you're about to exit the combat zone.
Yeah, I know, I
Take your
need
course
to.
west leave the airspace.
I'm down. I know y'all can't see it right now because my model's blocking the way, but I'm down to 79%. I can only take like 1 more missile hit and then I'm dead. Yeah, my engine is actually smoking right now.
This guy's a cut above.
Yeah. Alright.
Garuda team, you've made it out of the combat zone.
Now that was
Head the
intense for a
rendezvous
first
point.
mission.
I promise we'll be back for you. Just a little longer. I promise.
That was intense there. I mean, granted, I did kind of put myself into the dogfight situation, but yeah, that was absolutely crazy. Can I actually... Okay, yeah, no, I can't turn off the sound effects completely either.
We are currently in a state of emergency. Our nation is under it.
Yeah, damn right. I got an A rank there, so
Our
not
military
bad.
has escaped destruction because of your valiant efforts on the battlefield. But our capital, Grace Maria, has been temporarily occupied by Estavakian forces, and our central government has been usurped by them as well. The nation of Estavakia had declared war with our country as it simultaneously launched a surprise attack on Grace Maria. In response, the Republic of Emeria's Political Council unanimously adopted a resolution of open war against the Federal Republic of Estavakia. Our forces remaining on the Emerian mainland are still fighting in desperation to protect our country. Once our intelligence has been sorted and confirmed, the Republic of Emeria's armed forces must immediately regroup and counterattack against the Federal Republic of Estavakia. The beautiful country of Emeria belongs to us, and only us, the Emerian people.
Yeah, can't let them hold it. But, you know, it wouldn't be much of a game if we just, you know, took back the capital within the second mission. There's gonna be a catch. Also, I'm not sure if y'all noticed, but I had an entire squadron of F-16s following me there. Not just my buddy Shamrock, I think it is. But yeah, look at them. I had 4 F-16s following me. I feel like that's not going to be the case in the next mission, but it's still pretty cool. And wow, they actually ended up putting more work in than I did, which, again, I know I'm the ace pilot in this. I'm supposed to be putting in as much... I should be dealing the most damage, but for just me, 44% is not bad. That actually goes to prove something that, you know, the wingmen in this game aren't completely useless. Anyways, probably another cutscene up here.
Fire and smoke rises from the city before me.
Yep, I'm gonna skip that and view it cleanly on YouTube. Oh, and this is where I left off in my pre-stream playing. Wonder if I can actually skip that part when you know the time comes. But yeah, back to window capture. Ace Combat Fan here got the same rank as me, which, again, not bad.
Fire and smoke
Granted, this is
rises from the city before me.
Granted, I do have a little bit of hindsight with playing this mission. Yeah, Golden Gate Bridge is gone.
No. was much like my own voice from afar.
I'm pretty sure that you were just hearing
King's
yourself.
gentle smile is moving farther away from me. Every now and then, I tell my daughter the story of the night some years ago. A night when the sky was radiant with shooting stars.
The Ulysses
Your father and I
impact.
made countless wishes together. An asteroid called Ulysses came into Earth's orbit and disintegrated into millions of pieces, which poured down on the land below. As we watched the shooting stars that night, fragments from the asteroid rained down on our eastern neighbor, Estovakia, damaging a great deal of their infrastructure and devastating their economy. Soon after, the news reported that their nation had fallen into a civil war, one that would last for years. Eventually, the internal strife was brought to an end when the generals came into power. In the midst of hardship, the citizens of Estovakia were convinced that the only way they could recover as a nation was to rely on a military government led by these generals. Before long, they went so far as to invade our nation, the Republic of Ameria. Our military was forced to retreat to Kesid, an island far to the west. My husband, a fighter pilot, also hasn't come home since.
Damn, so they pushed that first bombing mission all the way back to, well, here and now. Is the cutscene? Yep, the cutscene continues. Just had to make sure. But yeah, quite the exposition there. So apparently Erusia and Eusia as a whole weren't the only ones affected by the Ulysses asteroids. Apparently this nation, Estovakia, got devastated as well, and, well, civil war broke out, and the winning faction were these generals who have now declared war upon us. Yeah, putting all your strength into military leaders, that ain't, it may sound like it, but it is not a winning proposition.
I am unable to think. All I can do is follow the others.
Depression.
Ever since we came to the twisted remains of my daughter's school bus, my soul has left me. I am empty.
So she thinks her daughter... Boy. The children!
Some of our tanks are parked at the approach to the bridge.
There's a train still running on the other side of the river. She goes all the way out to the edge of the border. We've got to blast this bridge before the enemy gets a hold of it. So move it or lose it, people.
I'm guessing everyone in Grace Mary just lost their cars because...
The wreckage of a jet that was shot down. On what's left of the nose, I can make out some writing. Melissa. It's my name. What a cruel twist of fate for me to see this. My pilot husband, who had left for work that day with the same loving look on his face as always. He had painted my name on his angel. I go into the crowd on the train and endure 2 weeks of pure hell before finally ending up at a refugee camp at the border. I don't know any of the names on the list. My compatriots, who have now become refugees, gather around a single radio to listen to the broadcast. Even though the station is broadcasting out of Grace Maria, occupying forces have taken complete control of the airwaves. The enemy must have completely overtaken our capital, Grace Maria.
And although newer parts of the city have suffered considerable damage, the castle and a significant section of the old quarter have escaped relatively unscathed.
The castle's okay.
However,
Thank God.
the announcer went on to say that our castle was robbed of countless antiquities that once were elaborately displayed in our castle. Stripped bare.
As the Estabakian military, it is our sworn duty to govern this crumbling nation and get it back on its feet, starting right here in Grace Maria. I found a group of street children in front of the central station here, where the area has literally been reduced to a slum. Step on up here, little girl. What do you have to say about all this?
Go dance with the angels, mister.
My ears were not deceiving me. That voice belonged to my daughter.
Though she isn't dead. Okay, on to the next mission then, I suppose. But yeah, again, a lot of exposition dropped on us there. Yeah, apparently, I'm guessing all of the everyone ouch. I'm guessing everyone in Grace Maria, they lost their cars, so that's why they're walking to this refugee camp instead of driving, which a big oof on their part. Anyways, let's get back into our business. Now, I've already done all of these off stream, so I might as well just proceed on for. Okay, I guess I still need to do operation and base resupply here because they're marked with the star. But yeah, thanks for checking in, Trunks. Glad to have you on board tonight for our ignition of the fires of liberation. Alright, now, again, I just have to do these two. So I'll do operation to start.
Your flight and combat training is about to start. Do what you're told to clear each section.
Operation Tutorial 1. Each mission consists of several operations. Enemy information for each operation is displayed upon approaching Allied forces or engaging enemies within each operation. Clear the specified mission of operations to complete a mission. The remaining number of operations may be verified via the pause menu. Approach the operation area and commence operation. That's a bit redundant there, wouldn't you think? Anyways, let's do this. Looks like we only have 3 operations to clear here, so we'll start off with these F-18s here. I'm guessing this is all like a prelude to the next mission.
Garuda 2, engaging.
We have radar lock on.
Calling Garuda team. We need your help here.
Okay, tutorial 2. Clear the conditions clear conditions vary per operation. This tutorial operation can be cleared by destroying all enemy targets. Press left or right on the D-pad to highlight the enemy forces for each operation. Okay, now that's cool there. Although it does remove disperse and special weapon for our wingman, which a bit unfortunate, but it will clear up the menu, the map a little bit. Not the menu, the map. Destroy all targets to clear the operation. Okay, well, I'm already on track for that.
Enemy down.
1 F-18 remains. But not for long.
Operation Bravo complete.
Thanks, Garuda team.
Tutorial 3. Okay, we're going all in with this. 3 parts to this tutorial. Destroying enemies or clearing an operation will result in an increase in the Allied support gauge, which can be used to call in support of allies from previously successful operations. Once the AS gauge reaches a certain level, an allied attack may be called in by holding up on the directional pad. A coordinated attack against the enemies in front of your aircraft will be carried out. Okay, now that sounds overpowered. Upon calling in an allied air attack, a circle will emanate from the center of your screen, and enemies within the circle will be marked with a triangle and targeted by the allied forces. Okay, yeah, that definitely sounds overpowered. Once the gauge reaches a certain level, allied cover may be called down by hitting down. Allied support will cease when all targeted enemies have been destroyed or a set amount of time has passed. Call in allied support to destroy the enemy. Okay, now this I gotta try. Whoa!
Operation Charlie complete.
Thanks, Commander Team.
You've cleared all the training sequences. Looks like you're ready for the front lines.
Oh, watch out, Shamrock. You almost crashed into me there. But yeah, that looks overpowered, and I'm definitely going to be taking advantage of it. Alright, next up is base resupply, which I've done this before in the previous games, Ace Combat 4 and 0, so I'm just going to speed through this.
Your flight and combat training is about to start. Do what you're told to clear each section.
Alright, yeah, return line. Yeah, I know all about this stuff. Yeah, just to make sure that you complete it properly, your gun and your missiles are completely empty. But yeah, I see the return line, so I'm gonna make my way down to it. And then I'm gonna finish off that F4 that's sitting there.
You're approaching the return line. Maintain your current heading to return to base and resupply.
Now these landings I typically skip, so yeah, just take off, because I don't have any selection of special weapons to choose from, so...
Garuda 1, you are cleared for takeoff.
Yeah, I'm also gonna skip the takeoff, and then... get right back in the mission and box everything at this F4.
Garuda 1, box 3.
Yeah, it might be overkill.
Enemy plane down.
But I just wanted to prove that I can get the job done.
You've cleared all the training sequences. Looks like you're ready for the front lines.
Yay! That's all the... well, at least all the necessary cleaning. At least all the necessary ones. Waypoint resupply. Okay, I already know how ESM works, but waypoint resupply... Wingman command, weapons training. These two I already know. Wingman commands I'm already familiar with. ESM, we had a brief glimpse of that in Ace Combat 7's DLC missions. And waypoint resupply. This I gotta check out real quick.
Your flight and combat training is about to start. Do what you're told to clear each section.
Okay, frontline resupply. A frontline base for reloading ammunition and changing special weapons is available for some missions. However, it is dangerous to attempt refueling while enemies are nearby. Radio guidance will commence upon approaching the base, at which time landing gear may be lowered. Click the left stick to lower the landing gear, click the left stick again to raise your landing gear and abort the landing. Lower the landing gear, land on the runway, and use... okay. Okay, so this is basically like your typical landing segments, except, you know, you're landing in the middle of a battlefield. little bit.
We've entered the landing corridor. Lower your landing gear and prepare for touchdown.
Okay, and yeah, this part I'm gonna skip because I already know this.
Rotor 1, you are cleared for takeoff.
Okay, this part I do need to, you know... Yeah, I can't just skip ahead through this part. Oh, and there's an F4 there for me to destroy. Okay.
Takeoff complete. Good luck up there.
So yeah, basically just your normal landing, except, again, you're in the middle of a battlefield and you might have enemies shooting at you.
Box 3.
Yeah, interesting. I think I saw that
Enemy
mechanic.
down.
I think
You've
that
cleared
mechanic
all
was...
the training sequences. Looks like you're ready for the front lines.
I was gonna say, they had that mechanic in Lethal Skies 2 when you could land on carriers to resupply your weapons as well. Granted, again, it was the same situation where you were in the middle of the battlefield and you risk getting shot down, but it's interesting to see that they pulled that, they integrated that into this game, so another feature I hope to see come back in Ace Combat 8. Anyways, guys, I made the mistake of not bringing my drink up, so I'm gonna be taking a few moments to head back downstairs and get my drink, so hopefully y'all will do the same. I'll be back shortly. Okay, guys, I'm back. Just had to quick grab my drink and use the bathroom. But yeah, I did quick look ahead, and there is another cutscene for the next mission. So yeah, we're gonna switch back over to YouTube and watch that over and see what. Oh, TGV, or yeah, I think that's an Ace Combatified TGV. Again, as a rail fan, I kind of recognize these things.
I am Lieutenant Colonel Wojciech of the Estovakian Air Force. I arrived on a train to Grace Maria. To my detriment, I sustained a leg injury in the early stages of the war.
I think we heard about that. I think we heard about that.
I am now working as an intelligence officer for the Air Force. The ceiling has collapsed in the central station. From there, the city appears resigned to its fate beneath the Estovakian flag. What a pitiful sight. But at least there are no craters to mar the land. They are lucky in that sense.
Right, because Estovakia got hit hard by the Ulysses asteroid. What's that? Is that like... Is that a nuclear football he has attached to his handcuffs? Bruh, he just got robbed.
Go dance with the angels.
There goes my spare clothing.
Oh my god.
They will not be so lucky with these documents.
Okay, so it's not a nuclear football.
What a miserable city this must be, with their children in such a state.
Yep, and the palace is completely... It's missing all of its glamour. Bro, don't tell me he's gonna try to sit in the...
works of art, once displayed in this castle, were completely gone before the occupation forces arrived. Even the ancient armor of the Golden King, the collective heart and soul of the city's people...
Don't tell me he's gonna sit.
...have disappeared without a trace. I must relay this unfortunate information back to the generals in my country. They were quite fond of those antiquities.
Who's to say that they weren't the ones that robbed him? Okay, now we're on to the next mission. So, let's not make the same mistake that I did before and turn off my window capture. Now, I think I just... Okay. How do I do this? Do I just hit... Okay, well, first off, I need to get my game volume back up. Loading. Okay, yep. And the broken cutscene, so I'm just gonna skip through this. Vito's air defense. Now, this would typically be the first mission where we're defending the, you know, doing aerial defense for a base, I presume.
A large-scale formation of Estovakian bombers
is heading towards Vitose.
The enemy's plotting to storm Campania Airport, where our military is stationed, to stamp us out and put an end to this thing. Enemy bombers are approaching Vitose from the north. Our advance team estimates they'll be above the city in about 15 minutes. Air units are to cooperate with our radar facilities and resume operations. An enemy takeover of Vitose would mean the ultimate destruction of our country Emeria and of our Emerian people. Intercept them at once.
Well, this mission I'm all too familiar with at this point. So yeah, I ain't about to let the ultimate destruction of Emeria happen. Of course, I'm gonna be sticking with the F-16C here.
Which plane should I select?
Oh, and I could also select my wingman's plane. Thanks a lot for bringing that back, Ace Combat 6. Now, should I? No, I'm just gonna stick with the base version.
Are we ready to fly with these planes?
Yeah, we are, Shamrock. Launch!
Garuda team, time to take off.
Yeah, I don't need to use anything fancy right now. It's just a bomber intercept, which, again, I'm all too familiar with at this point.
Garuda 1, you are cleared for takeoff.
Yeah, even some of the audio for the briefing got screwed up, which... A bit of a shame for the emulator, but, you know...
Head back to the base if you need supplies. You can land there at any time.
Doing what I can to make this work for y'all. Alright, takeoff time.
Takeoff complete. Good luck up there.
There's no such thing as luck in this line of work. It's all skill.
Garuda team, a formation of enemy bombers is on its way to Vitose. Take them out.
Fight the good fight, troops. You're our only hope.
This territory is all we've got left. Garuda team, it's in your hands. We've got to intercept those bombers. Stay within range of the radar facility. That should give you the upper hand in battle.
All right. Is that our ESM? That blue?
Connecting ESM for Garuda 1.
Okay, yeah, it is. And that basically improves our missile tracking by, yeah, a lot.
We can to help us within radar range of us.
Look at all that smoke.
They're under attack on the front line. Our air defense network won't last much longer.
Okay, yeah, I gotta head over and support them.
Okay.
There's
Sherlock,
only,
roger that.
bruh, there's
I'm on the
only
attack.
one bomber there and y'all are getting pounded this hard. Okay. Timely fix that.
Box 3. Enemy bombers are approaching the city. Get on the scene immediately.
Don't worry, I'm here, boys.
More enemy bombers detected
Your
on radar.
war angel is here.
Looks like another formation.
Okay. Yeah, I guess he wasn't the only one here. Oh, yeah. Dodged it. You think I'd surrender to the likes of looters like you? I've been robbed far too many times at this point, so I'm not about to get robbed of my own country. I would beg to differ. That was not a very wise decision on their part.
Damn it! What a bunch of lies!
Exactly. That's what they want us to believe, but
This one's mine.
we ain't buying
More
it.
enemy bombers incoming. There's quite a few this time.
Don't worry, guys. There's be able to handle them. I haven't actually been paying attention so far as to like whether or not Shamrock is doing any damage, but I'm just gonna have to believe that he is.
Careful now. The enemy has you on radar.
Oh yeah, they're bombing. They're bombing the radars down there.
Box 3.
Not good.
One nice kill.
Fourth enemy bomber confirmed down. Keep up the good work.
Yeah, keep fighting the good, keeping up the good fight up here. Oh my, yeah, I didn't.
Bombers
I know
are
I'm
still
just-
incoming. Stay sharp.
I know I'm just focusing on getting the bombers right now, but that is a lot of enemy planes. Oh yeah, I forgot. This is an earlier title, so clouds probably don't have an effect on missile tracking like they do in 7. Yeah, okay, yeah, that is a lot of them. But nothing I can't handle. Three or 30 of them.
Garuda 1.
It was kind of hard to tell there. Uh-oh, yeah, you don't have to tell me about that. I heard that in the cockpit.
Take out those bombers first and foremost. Don't worry about the escorts.
I could probably use the
Bomber
points,
number 8
though.
confirmed down. Missile struck target.
Ninth bomber down.
Right. Wow, yeah, these are some tanky tanky B-52s.
Somehow plucked every last one of them.
Enemy bomber
Somehow,
formation is
huh?
confirmed down. I have to say you handled things well.
And all that praise on us has got me a little too red in the face to go back home.
Roger that, Avalanche. I'll just report you as gunned down and missing in action.
That's pretty harsh, Ghost Eye.
All planes, it's time to get on home now. Try and make it back for supper.
Yeah, for sure. I ate those. Actually, no, I don't think I need to make it home for supper because those bombers were my dinner.
They're here.
Okay, yeah, B for bomber.
The enemy
Not bad.
bombers have been intercepted. Enemy aircraft around the Kesed perimeter have been significantly weakened. Our forces have taken advantage of this opportunity to arrange a swift counterattack. We expect the best from you.
Yeah, I didn't knock down as many targets, but man, we still beat the mission, which that's what counts. Is there another cutscene here? Okay, yeah. Just gonna skip ahead. Skip ahead for this. Okay, Xenia just crashed on me there. But that's fine. I'll take the opportunity now to view the cutscene while I wait for it to load back up.
Formation is confirmed down. I have to say you handled things well.
And all that praise on us has got me a little too red in the face to go back home.
Roger that, Avalanche. I'll just report you as gunned down and missing in action.
That's pretty harsh, Ghost Eye.
All planes, it's time to get on home now. Try and make it back for supper.
The enemy bombers have been intercepted. Enemy aircraft around the Kesed perimeter have been significantly weakened. Our forces have taken advantage of this opportunity to arrange a swift counterattack. We expect the best from you.
Oh, great. It didn't actually save.
My daughter is alive somewhere in Grace Maria. It took me days to get here. Days of walking. But I know this road ends somewhere up ahead. There was no need to think about how to cross the river. Didn't that soldier on the tank say they were going to destroy this bridge before the enemy came?
Well, I guess that didn't happen.
I start to feel as if things never go as they are said to.
I don't know why she backed out of the refugee camp. Oh, would you look at that? Someone with a car. Yeah, she was right about saying things never go as planned because, again, well, what happened to her and, well, what just happened to me in terms of, like, the game just crashing. So, yeah. I think I'm going to take a slight break for a moment, guys.